This is Chad Estle. I'm with TravelCenters of America, and I'm the lead recruiter for the truck service side of the business. If you bought it, a truck brought it, and that's a very common statement in the industry, and it's very true. So being that we're out there to support the professional drivers and our fleet customers and our owner operators, again, trucks do about 10,000 miles a month. And if you sit back and you think about it, you may put 10,000 miles on your car or your truck, your personal vehicle, in a year or 18 months. A semi truck does that in less than a month, generally. So they're turning on a lot of miles. It's a lot of wear and tear. Things, even preventive maintenance stuff. Oil changes need to happen. Tires need to be replaced. Brakes need to be replaced. So just the preventive maintenance side of it is enough to keep technicians busy. But then you have the emergency breakdown side of it. A blown tire on the side of a road. Truck drivers are paid by the mile. So if they're not moving because the truck broke down, they're not making any money. And same with those companies. So we, being there to support it, and technicians are vital to that. And there's a shortage in the industry. The American Trucking Association did a study 5-6 years ago, and there was at that point a projected 10-year shortage of diesel mechanics. And it hasn't gotten any better because as the country has moved away from, the skilled trades, and that's all the skilled trades: welders, carpenters, roofers, electricians, mechanics, diesel mechanics, aviation mechanics, motorcycle mechanics, car mechanics. As schools have pushed more and more people towards a 4-year college degree and saying that you got to have a 4-year degree to have a good job, and we're starting to feel the pain of that. And it's not. Technicians can make really good money in the industry, and there's job security because there's a shortage, and it's essential trade. People's cars are going to break down. People's cars are going to need oil changes. Trucks are going to need oil changes. Trucks are going to break down. Airplanes are the same way. Motorcycles, boats, anything mechanical is going to need preventive maintenance and emergency repair. So, that's why technicians are essential, and that's why we're, out there to support highway drivers and professional drivers. And we need technicians in order to do that. Industry's changing for sure. And, you got to keep up on technology. It's gotten to the point now where trucks have caught up and actually passed the automotive side as far as computerization. Cars went to computers first, so the automotive side had to deal with that, and everything's inherent to that. Once you start going to computers, you can't go old school and grab a test light and start jabbing it into wiring harnesses here and there, trying to figure out if you've got a broken wire or a short or something like that, because you'll fry a computer. And now it's that way on trucks. So the newer trucks, say anything 2007 and newer, started moving to computers. And so they've got 7 or 8 computers on them. So, you've got that. And then now, trucks are moving into disc brakes, which is, obviously an automotive thing for decades. And they're starting to move into disc brakes on trucks, getting away from, drum brakes. Still air driven, but it's a different setup. And just all that different stuff. You've got compressed natural gas coming. You've got electric trucks coming. So that's all stuff that technicians as a whole and the industry needs to keep in mind and keep on top of. Otherwise, we're going to get behind. So we've got that ability. We've got somebody in charge of strategic initiatives and looking at all the stuff that's going on in the industry. They've been out to trade shows and looked at the electric trucks, and they've looked at the compressed natural gas trucks and the liquid natural gas trucks and that kind of stuff. So, we're on top of that. Freightliner's on top of that. And so our partnership with them helps out as well. And, our trainers are always getting refreshed every year. They've got a certain amount of training that they need to go do in order to keep their Freightliner training certifications. So we send them to training during the busy months in the summer. We shut down training to focus on supporting our customers out there, because that's one of our busy times of the year. And during that time, our tech trainers are off getting their training to keep current on different things. So, but yeah, the industry is definitely changing and becoming more computerized. So from a diagnostic standpoint, we have to be on top of that stuff. So we've got computers in the shops that can hook up and read codes and error codes and stuff like that on the vehicles, and we just got to stay on top of it. So basically what we look for when we're hiring technicians is, one, you have to have a willingness to learn, all right? Because the industry is going to continue to change and going to get more advanced and more, computer driven and stuff like that. So if you're going to be a technician, you have to be ready to learn the entire time you're a technician, whether that's in school or, when you first start out with an organization, or 20, 30 years down the road. You as an individual and then the company you're working for all have to make a conscious effort to stay up on technology. So that's one of the things that we look for is somebody that's got a willingness to learn. All right, you're going to learn at what UTI. I mean, you're going to get the basics. You're going to be a basically trained diesel mechanic or automotive mechanic or motorcycle mechanic or whatever program that you're doing at the school. But you have to be prepared to continue to learn for as long as you want to be a technician. And just because the industry is going to continue to advance, whether it's automotive, motorcycle, marine, construction equipment, farm equipment, diesel, trucks, it's all going to continue to advance. And so you have to be willing to learn and, willing to basically admit that you don't know everything, because none of us do. So that's one of the things we look for. The other thing we really look for, and the schools are real good about putting on the transcript, is attendance. All right, you're paying a lot of money to learn a trade, and that's great. It's a great trade, and you can make a ton of money doing it. But you've made that investment, and if you can't show up for class, I'm not sure you're going to turn up for work. So attendance is big, and then just like I said, just a willingness to learn is the other one that's real big that we look for. So if you're getting ready to go to school, or getting ready to graduate school and go into industry, just again, have an open mind and a willingness to learn, and understand that, you will be basically trained. You're going to be an entry-level technician. You're going to be prepared for that, without a doubt, coming out of the program at UTI. So just understand that you're going to be entry-level and you're going to have to work your way up. And we've got a system in place to help you do that with our training path and 8 tech levels and Freightliner training and sponsoring ASE and our own internal schools and all that. We've got that. So you just have to realize that, you're going to be basically trained as a mechanic, and you're going to, you just have to be willing to continue to learn and understand that you're going to be an entry-level mechanic. But you'll be prepared to move up through pretty quick as long as you're willing to learn, ask questions, and realize that you don't know everything. UTI, like I said, has got a blended program, and they work on the professionalism side of things too, just as good, if not better, than most schools out there. So, that's important. Like I said, for the industry, you have to have that professionalism, and UTI does that. And then, like I said, the technical side with the hands-on and the technology side, as far as the computers, they've got that as well. So that's really good. And they've got some good add-on courses that are real good, like the Finish First program with partnership with Freightliner. Freightliner is a partner of ours, so those students come out and they've got that Freightliner training that we like. They're familiar with the systems, and they dovetail real well with our program. And we use those Freightliner courses as part of our training program, so they've got a leg up there coming out of that program. So the blended system that UTI has gone to here with the computer and the hands-on is good, because again, you're going to have to be a lifelong learner, and in order to do that, you're going to have to use technology. It's just a simple fact. So, having exposure to that while they're in school is good, and getting them used to looking up information is really good. It won't replace the hands-on. The hands-on's got to still be there, and UTI still has that. So, as long as they have both, we're good. And I think it will help the students become better technicians, because, like I said, it's just they have to be able to look up information, and everything's going to computerized. Your service manuals are on the computer. Your diagnostics information is on the computer. Your troubleshooting information is on the computer. So, having exposure to that while they're in school is great. Getting them used to looking that up, giving them access to some of that stuff is very helpful as they transition out into the industry. And again, just the hands-on and the computer are both very important, and I'd say equally important.